Captain. While a great many people see you as a hero, there are some who'd prefer the word vigilante.
Captain, you seem a little defensive. Well, it's been a long day.
Hello, I'm Stefan Pape from Hey You Guys, and this is the Insider's Guide, and today we're focusing on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm joined by TV presenter and film enthusiast Dan Maher.
Hi, Stefan.
Hello. Of course, Captain America Civil War is the first of Phase 3 of the Marvel Universe.
Phase 3 of the Marvel Universe. What it means is they tend to release a block of films that are all built around a certain big storyline. And the previous storyline all kind of culminated with Avengers Age of Ultron, which is a big, spectacular, clash of all these superheroes coming together from all these individual properties to fight Ultron, the big baddie, and winning the day. And so what Phase 3 is kicking off with is Captain America Civil War, which is really the sort of, I guess, the hangover from Age of Ultron. What happens after the Avengers, in trying to save the day, have actually almost completely leveled a city and probably accidentally hurt a lot of people in the process.
So am I right in thinking that the notion of trust is quite a prevalent theme within Phase 3, in the sense that not just trust within the camp, but between the public and the superheroes as well? It sounds like the public aren't quite sure now what role the kind of Avengers are here to serve.
Yeah, it's kind of a recurring theme across all superhero movies in that if you've got these beings with amazing powers, what happens if they're not kept under control? What if they're not on a leash? And that's really at the core of the Civil War story, which is the government trying to kind of nationalize superheroes, and that creating a sort of schism between these heroes that you think are kind of inseparable. And suddenly we have two of the kind of biggest heroes in the Marvel Universe, Captain America, Chris Evans, and Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I was going to say Tony Stark's are almost inseparable these days. Suddenly at loggerheads, Tony Stark on the side of pro-nationalization, and Captain America, surprisingly, despite being the one who was actually fighting for America back in the war days, is now very suspicious of any kind of governmental outfit and governmental control. And so he's kind of opposing that, and then we see all these other heroes take sides, and ultimately the bit that everyone wants to see, have a massive fight.
But are you sort of potentially quite worried that it might be difficult to choose a side when these characters are so popular in their own right? I mean, how do you think the Russo brothers are going to navigate their way around that issue?
I think they're going to do it very well in that it's going to be very difficult to choose a side. When you have two heroes, fighting against each other, it's the same kind of schism that the viewer's going through. You've got these superheroes going, which side do I choose? How do I fight a former friend? And then you're sat there going, well, this is Sophie's choice, isn't it? How do I choose between the superheroes I love? There's going to be sort of differing philosophies that I think are going to be reflected on the audience, and people are going to choose Team Cap or Team Iron Man.
I'm Team Cap. What are you?
I think I'm Team Cap as well, though. So
it's hard not to.
So no fighting here, then.
No, I think we're going to be okay. It's going to be a civil war. Do you think that this is a sign that the Russo brothers really are kind of that? I mean, because obviously they're one for Infinity War. They've really shown that they can do the ensemble piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they proved their chops, their directing chops with Winter Soldier, which up until now I think has been like one of the best received Marvel films of all. It looks like they've upped their game once again with this. And then yes, the fact they've already been entrusted with the third Avengers film down the line is a real vote of confidence by Marvel.
Now, obviously, I mean, Marvel will know, I mean, you only have to look at the box office statistics, that most people have seen these films, so
yes.
They don't have to pander to the needs of newcomers.
No.
But do you think that these films, as standalone features, you could see without having too much of a background and knowing too much about this particular world?
Yeah, I think the strength of the films is that they work on multiple levels. So if you have invested all that time in watching all the movies and you know the backgrounds of all the characters, then I guess the impact of this fight is going to be greater than if you haven't. But ultimately, if you still have only seen a few of the movies, I think anybody who's watched a modern blockbuster will already know who Iron Man and Captain America are, and whether you know who Vision is or Scarlet Witch or any of those characters, it's kind of by the by, because you've got the two kind of flagship heroes up front duking it out, and just a very cool selection of other heroes, in the periphery also helping too.
You just started a war. Sit down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
I can be accused of being part of the chorus of, do we really need another superhero movie? And then I leave the cinema and go, yes, we most definitely did. And Civil War is obviously no different. But thank you so much for joining me today, Dan.
My pleasure.
I've been Stefan, and Captain America is released on the 29th of April, and you can go to myview.com to book your tickets now. See you next time.